What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Runners High podcast. Unfortunately, Jayden's not here today because he's feeling unwell, so I'll be taking this solo. Before we start this episode of the podcast, I want to wish a very happy Father's Day to all the dads out there who are making their kids' lives the best they can possibly be. We love yous inevitably, and even though you give us some shit sometimes, we still are happy to see you every morning. So it is all about the mental game of fitness and running, something we've all dealt with at some point, I would believe. Because let's be honest, it's not always the physical stuff that fucks us up, but it's the mental bullshit that makes it tough as hell. We all have those days where our bodies feel fine, but mentally you're just thinking, fuck, why am I even doing this? And that's what we're diving into today. Why it's the mental toughness that we have to push through to get past those shit days when you'd rather do anything but train. I had this feeling myself when I was in Bali. I only did one day and I think I went the wrong direction, and most of it was sand and sweating my ass off, and I was like, why the fuck did I decide to do this? And I just couldn't be fucked, and I pushed through, made the 7Ks that I went out to do, came back to the hotel and was like, nah, fuck doing that again. And sometimes that's the shit that we have to go through to get through and make a point to ourselves to keep doing what we're doing. So let's get real. How do we build this mental toughness, and how the fuck are we meant to keep running when we don't want to, or keep training, or keep working out when all we want to do is lay in bed and say, I just want to relax and lay here? Well, these are things that work for me. I'm not sure if they work for you, but I don't know. The number one thing that I find helps is positive affirmations. And I know you're probably thinking, fuck, that sounds corny, but it works, trust me. Even if it's before you run, or waking up in the morning saying, I'm strong, or I've fucking got this, might be all you need to keep moving. The second one being finding your why. This one's massive for me. It's the question, why are you busting your ass every day? If you can't answer that question, then the struggle is going to feel a hell of a lot heavier. I do this shit because I want to be the best version of myself, and because I want to feel good in my own skin, because I know I'm setting an example for others. So what's your reason? Find it, and that will keep you going when shit gets hard. Now listen, sometimes it's going to fucking suck and there's no sugarcoating it. But here's the thing, you have to embrace that suck when you stop fighting it and just accept it. The tough shit is part of the process. It is, trust me. But sometimes all it takes is the shit to push you through, and you got to accept how much it sucks, but what it's going to show you up for you in the long run. Alright, switching gears now. Let's look at behind the scenes at Runners High. The basketball jersey and athletic shorts that you've seen on the social media pages, including Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and TikTok, they'll be coming out sometime during this week, so keep your eyes peeled for the post that says it's been released, and get to Runners High's website as quick as possible to put an order in, as who knows, they might sell out before you can get one. That's our main update from behind the scenes, and for now we're just keeping the team as me and Jayden, but we're going to grow as the business grows, and we'll see where Runners High takes us. Now before we get into the Q&A, I need to talk something really important. For this month, I'm participating in the Tour de Kids. If you follow me on social media, you know that this month I've signed up to do 200Ks on my bike for the challenge to help raise money for the seriously ill kids. These kids are going through some real shit, stuff no kid should have to deal with, so I'm riding with them, and I'd love to, if you could get involved too. You can check out my Tour de Kids profile, which I'll throw the link in the description, or you can follow our link in bio site to find a link to it. And all donations help, but if you're really up for a fucking challenge and want to join with me, there's a Runners High team that you can join to ride with us and help support these kids who are fighting for their lives. And it's not just about us trying to get fit, it's about making a real difference for those who can't do what we're blessed to be able to do with running, riding, and pretty much anything else while they're stuck in a hospital bed. Alright, now it's time for our Q&A session that we've promised, which this should be a recurring segment now in our podcast, so keep posting your keep posting your questions in our comments and in our reels or stories, whatever shows up. And the first question for today is, what's my next goal? Well, like I just mentioned it previously, my next goal is to reach this 200 kilometers for Tour de Kids and raise $500 for a good cause. And if I get past the 200 before the end of the month, I'm probably not going to stop. I'll probably keep riding every day just so it helps out more and so you stick to the plan. Question number 2 is, what was the inspiration behind changing your path? I'd say the biggest inspiration was me not being fulfilled where I was and not enjoying it. So I said, fuck it, start something new, see where it goes. So that's how Runners High started a little bit. And yeah, that's where it is. We're here now with it. Podcast done. It's growing like there's no tomorrow. And this is something I've created that's actually mattered to me. So I've shifted my focus more from stuff that I was not very happy with, and now I'm doing stuff that I enjoy and love. Then the third and final question for today's segment is, what makes me want to run? To be honest, it's probably I don't want to run. It's the thing that I probably hate most out of all. Running sucks compared to going to the gym and stuff like that. But sometimes it's the stuff we fucking hate that we have to do. So in my example, it's running, which I say I hate it, but it's the waking up and getting out part that I don't like. It's the, what do I say? It's the part when I'm halfway through the run and the sun's shining that I'm like, oh yeah, this is worth it. I'm glad I did it. And now I haven't been running as much because I've been struggling to get out of bed. So hopefully I can get back into this routine and start running again. Now I think about it. That's all our questions for this week's episode, and we'll have a look back next week at some more questions that we get sent in. That's a wrap for today's episode, and I hope you all got something out of it, and the mental game's no fucking joke. But if you train your mind like you train your body, you'll see some serious progress. Before we go, make sure to check out the Runners High website to find new gear for your runs, and maybe even just some casual clothes that you like wearing. Like this hoodie that I'm wearing now, I probably wear it pretty much every day after I've do some stuff that I need to do. The beanies and hats, I enjoy wearing all of them. Make sure to follow us on Runners High 01 on all socials to see updates and behind the scenes content. And don't forget to check out our Tour de Kids profile, where you can donate or join the ride with us to make a fucking difference for those kids. Next week we'll be talking about balancing fitness with your work life and all the other shit that needs to happen. So make sure you tune into that. Until then, keep pushing, stay strong, and as always, keep chasing that Runners High. Catch you later, legends, and I'll see you next time.